Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Okay, today we will learn about distance and direction with the help of Pythagoras and angles. Okay, so let us quickly just go with the first question. Okay, let me read out the question for everyone. Okay, a man walks 7 kilometers eastwards, turns right and walks 3 kilometers and further turns right and walks 11 kilometers. How far is he from the starting point? So we will have to start walking eastwards. Like in the last class we discussed, this will be your directions. This is your east, west, okay, north and south. So accordingly we will try to find the direction with this. Okay, so let me connect. All right, so a man walks 7 kilometers eastwards. So east is on this side, so we will go from here. Let me say this is my starting point, so I'm going from here till this east side, 7 kilometers. So I'll write here 7 kilometers. All right, now turns right. Now when you're going towards the east, you're facing this side. Okay, so this is your right side and this is your left. All right, so turns right and walks 3 kilometers. So this is the right side, so turns right and walks 3 kilometers. So I'll write this as 3 kilometers. And further turns right and walks 11 kilometers. So since you were going in this direction, you're facing this side, so now your right side is this, so we will go 11 kilometer right. Okay, so again 11 kilometer right. So obviously this is 7 kilometer, it should be longer than 7 kilometers, so I'm just assuming it's here. So this is my 11 kilometer here. All right, so this is your stop point. Now the question is, how far is he from the starting point? This is your starting point. Let me take it as A, and let's say this is point B as your stop point. So the question is, how far is he from the starting point? So the man is here and this is your starting point. Okay, now please remember, okay, whenever you're doing questions on distance and direction, if the question had asked me how far or how much distance did he travel or how much distance did he cover, then in that scenario I would have to do this and this addition. Okay, but the question is, how far is he from the starting point? That means this is the starting point, this is the end point. So that means we are supposed to find the shortest distance possible. All right, so first I will try to connect these 2 points. Now in our previous classes we did same questions for shortest distance, but it was on straight line, so we just had to add our distance. But here you can see this is an inclined line, so that means we have to do this type of questions with the help of the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so here this is your starting point, this is here, so now I'll draw a straight line from here to this point. Okay, so this will now look like a triangle, and this obviously, for the help to do the Pythagoras theorem, we have to make a triangle obviously, and that triangle should be 90 degrees. So obviously since I'm drawing a straight line here, obviously this angle will be 90. Okay, so that's why we can use the Pythagoras. Now according to this is your 90, so this becomes your perpendicular distance. Okay, P perpendicular, this is your base if you look at it, so this is your base P and this is your hypotenuse H. Okay, so now we are supposed to find out this one. Okay, now to find the hypotenuse, which is your shortest distance, I need to know the values of this and the base. Okay, so here if you look at this diagram, this looks like a rectangle. Okay, and this line is parallel to this and they are same. Okay, so this is a rectangle, so in rectangles the opposite sides are equal and parallel. Okay, so if you look at this is 3, so obviously this your perpendicular should also be 3 kilometers, and same with the base, this is 7 and this is 11. So from here till here, this distance would be 7 kilometers. Okay, so the remaining would be 11 minus 7. Okay, which should give you your answer as 4. So this is 4. Okay, so this is 7 plus 4 will give you 11 the total. So this distance should be your 4. So now I got my perpendicular, I got my base. Now Pythagoras theorem formula is hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus your base square. So this is your formula. Okay, so H is your shortest distance, so let me put the values. H square is equal to perpendicular, you have 3 square and you have base as your 4 square. Okay, so now H would be equal to 3 3s are 9 and this is 4 4s are 16. Okay, so H square. All right, now I need to have my value of H alone. Okay, not H square. Okay, so I will shift this on the other side as well. Okay, or okay, you can understand that way. So H would be equal to, now this is square, so when I shift it on the other side it becomes square root. Okay, so here it will become like this, and 9 plus this will give you 25. Okay, so your h is root over 25, and obviously root over 25 is 5 into 5. So I'll get my h as 5 kilometer. Okay, so this is your shortest distance. So your answer from this to this point should be 5 kilometer. Okay, let us continue and go with our next question. Okay, before we start our next question, we need to know about the angles. So let me give a short explanation on this. Okay, one thing you need to remember, okay, about when we are doing things on angles, okay, we have to know, obviously everyone knows the clockwise direction, okay, which is from this side. Yeah, so this is your clock direction, so this is your clockwise direction, and if you're going the opposite like this, yeah, so that is your anti-clockwise direction. All right, now after that, when we think of this, okay, this is your starting point. Okay, so we keep this as 0 degrees. So if you're going clockwise, okay, you're starting, this is your points here, right? So if you have the directions, this is your east, this is your west, this is your north, and this is your south, correct? So accordingly, you have 90 degree from north to east. Here you can see it's 90, this line. Same thing applies for here, 90, this is also 90, this is also 90. And here on this 45, you have the northeast, right, north and east, again south and east, and so forth with the others also, okay, which is here southwest, and here it is northwest. Okay, so accordingly, since this is 90, okay, half of this will obviously be, this will be 45. Every angle here is 45 each. Okay, this is 45, 45, and so forth. All right, so now from here to here it is 45. Okay, again from here to here it is 45 plus 45, so 90, 45 again plus 135 plus 45, and so forth. You keep on coming, adding up, and it will go up to 360. That is for clockwise. For anti-clockwise, you will start from this direction. Okay, so this is 0, 45, 90. So you just have to know which direction you're going against. Okay, so if you're going clockwise, you will start your counts from 0, 45, 90 on this direction. If it is anti-clockwise, you will start from 0, 45, 90, 135, and so on. Okay, so with this, let's try to solve one more question. Okay, this question on with the help of directions, right? Let me try this question with us. Okay, a person walks 100 meter westward, then turns left and walks 100 meter. He then takes 225-degree turn clockwise. In which direction is he walking now? Okay, to solve this question, let me first make the diagram and then we will proceed from there. Now, a person walks 100 meter westward. That means west direction. Now, whenever we try to solve these questions, we try to make this, right, east, west, north, and your south, right? Now, westward means obviously on this direction. So let's say the person is here. Now 100 meter west, so I'm going on this west direction. So this is 100 meter west, and the question is, and then turns left and walks 100 meter. So he's going on this direction, so you're facing this side. Okay, so this is your right hand, this is your left direction. All right, so left means on this downwards. So I'm going here another 100 meter here. All right, so this is another 100 meter. Now after this point, the question is, in which direction is he walking now? Okay, so now since you're on this point, okay, you're standing like this. All right, now after reaching this point, see, he then turns 225 clockwise direction. All right, now like I discussed, your clockwise direction is this. All right, now since you're standing like this on this position, let me assume that I'm standing here. Okay, so clockwise means it will be on this direction. You're coming from this, yeah, this is your clockwise direction, so clockwise is this direction, yeah, and you're standing here, correct? So from this point, you will start from this side. Okay, so if you're standing here, clockwise means I'm going on this, all right, and the degree turn is 225. Okay, so if you're here, if I'm going on this clockwise direction, all right, from here till this point, okay, this is a straight line, right? So from here till this point, it should be 180-degree turn, correct? That means I'm turning like this. Since I'm here, if I'm turning like this, that means I'm already looking at the back side. Okay, so that is already a 180-degree turn here. Okay, 180-degree. Now after that, again, your degree is 225. Okay, so I have made an 180-degree turn plus again 45-degree turn will give you 225-degree. Okay, so that means I have left out with another 45-degree. Okay, so if I go 45, see, from here till here, this should be 90 degree, correct? So half of that, which should be this one should be your 45 degree. Okay, so 180 plus this 45 degree should give you 225. So you're turning again here and you're on this side now. Okay, so you have turned this side and then you have started walking. Okay, so the question is on which direction you are walking now. Okay, so if you're here, okay, you made a turn like this and you made a turn like that, and now you're going on this direction. You're going to walk from this direction now. Okay, so which direction is this? The question is, in which direction is he walking now? Now, please be very careful. Okay, if the question asked me in which direction is he walking now from the starting point, then I would have made my this diagram is from this side. Okay, on from this point I will make it. All right, but they have not mentioned anything in that question, so that means I will be checking my directions from this side. So that means here, if I draw a line like this, okay, this will be my east, this will be my west, upside will be my north, and downside obviously should be my south, right? So if you look at this way, this is north, this is your east, and he's walking this side. Yeah, so this side should be your northeast direction, which is your option number D. So that's all for today's session. Okay, see you guys in the next video.